Night. I am planning to show you guys exactly what I am doing to keep my dresser drawers on my bed organized. So I have two drawers on my dresser, or my nightstand, that I plan to actually use for paperwork. I might actually use them for paperwork and maybe clothing. It depends on what I'm feeling like doing. I have 3 drawers on my steps, and then I also have 6 on my actual dresser attached to my bed. I'm going to do the file fold. I've done it before. It worked for a while. I have done the file fold before when I was with my last ex. Definitely. Think it comes in handy, especially when you do it like this. When you do the file fold and you have the print upwards, it makes it easier to pick out your clothes for the day. Because then you know what you're picking up. You don't have to take it out, unfold it, see what it is, and then refold it and put it back if that's not what you're looking for. You can do it with your underwear, well, not exactly your socks. I mean, you can, but I don't really do it with my socks. I never really did it with my underwear either. But I did start doing it today. I have some done. This is also what your pants or jeans will look like when they are folded in a file fold. I can generally show you how to do it. So, what you do for your jeans or any type of is you'll literally fold it like this. So like you usually would to go like this. But instead of folding it like that and it taking up so much space, you literally... Hold on. Let me get the beginning part taken care of. You literally fold in the waistband, and then you take it and you fold it again. And then you kind of like squish it a little bit, and then you'll stick it in like this. It will definitely give you a beneficial... So this is a long sleeve. It's pretty simple. Basically, it organizes it. So what you'll do is you'll literally... So I'm not going to completely unfold, but this is how you do it. So you'll take both sides and you'll fold the shirt inward towards the middle. And then you'll fold the sleeve back like this. And then you'll place it nicely over top. And then what you do is you take that and you fold it all the way up like you would with any other type of fold. And then you take the collar of the shirt and you fold it under, and then you fold it again. It's pretty simple. It's the same way with t-shirts, only you just... Hold on. So with a t-shirt, it's basically almost the same thing. T-shirt, instead of... You'll do the same as the long sleeve, only you won't have something folded all the way down to here. You'll just fold this back. And then you pull this up, just like you do with the long sleeves. Fold this down, and then do it again. And then this is what it looks like. It makes it neat, and since my dresser drawers on my bed are a lot longer, it makes it so much easier. And then we also have my athletic muscle shirt. Pretty simple. I'm not gonna lie, it looks hard for this, but you kind of do what you would do with the t-shirt, only you're folding it in, kind of giving it like a wing look. And then you just do the same thing, fold it all the way up, fold this down, make sure it's even so you get an even fold, and then you fold it again. The thinner shirts are so much easier to do because they're so much thinner and you don't gotta worry about the... But, same with your underwear. You would honestly, with your underwear, per se, even though I wear boxers instead of regular women's underwear because they're more comfortable, take this part, fold it in, take it again, got folded in too far, give me a second, fold it in, and then fold it again, and then it makes a nice little fold. Underwear aren't going to be as stable to keep folded. I have all different types of boxers, so there's different ways that I'm going to have to fold them. Like my skin tight ones are a little bit easier to fold, but then we have the regular boxers that I kind of folded differently than I expected to. So what I did was I literally just folded them like you regularly would to put them in, and then I literally just flipped them over and folded them in half like that. It makes them look nice. These ones, since they're so light, I don't know if I'm gonna just lay my underwear folded like that in my drawers, or if I'm gonna stand them up. Blech. I might actually fold like my American Eagle ones and Hollister ones differently, just because some of my boxers look the same, so being able to fold them differently where the waistband would be on the outside, so I could see what brand it is. I usually know by color what kind they are, but I'm definitely excited. I already got, this all came out of my wash basket that I have. I definitely wanted to clear out my wash basket, not realizing I didn't have a lot that I needed to actually fold out of there. Took everything out. I'm finally going to have a wash basket, which is going to be nice. Hopefully all goes well with keeping my room this organized. I mainly want to try and do this just because my surgery is coming up. It's right around the corner. And I want to be able to make sure that my room stays organized. And I also want to talk to my aunt and show her how to do it. Just because for the first week or so, my aunt's going to have to do my wash and put my wash away for me. I would not feel comfortable doing that while I'm on crutches just because it's a pain. But, yeah. So, I'm really excited. My first night in my new bed went very good. I'm loving it already. I know it takes up half my room, which it low-key sucks. Give me 1 minute. I gotta sneeze. That hurt. That was my knee neck cracked when I sneezed. So anyways, I am very happy about this because I didn't think my bed was going to fit where my old one was. And, I'm happy because the steps comes out right underneath where my, cubby hole closet is. Give you a better definition of what it looks like. So it is not an actual closet. So where my jackets are hanging and stuff, that is just literally a small square piece. So I couldn't really get into it because of how high it is and how short I am. So I either needed a step stool or I would literally just crawl into my old bed and I would have to awkwardly lean over the end of my bed to get something out of my closet. So hopefully this gives me the benefit of the doubt. Still working on my room. I did relax a majority of the day, but I started doing this. I just finished an episode of Grey's Anatomy, so I thought I'd do a quick live. Generally how my night went in my new bed and what I'm doing with my room. So, I did bring down the temporary, and I'm going to say temporary, because I do not want to keep this chair down here, because when I have sleepovers and stuff, then I got to kick it out of my room. I want to invest in a chair that I can fold up and lean up against the wall. I did notice that I would prefer to keep my end of my bed further away from the wall, just because I do have a plug back there that I'm using for my heated blanket and my Chromebook charger. Nothing really more than that, just because those cords are longest, so I'm not, if I decide to get a longer cord, as of right now, on this side of my bed, which is the left side, I do have it set up where my phone is going to be on that side. I am still coming up with an idea on if I want to keep my stuff set up, have it over here, or if I want to bring a shelf that I use for my vendor events up here. When I am not, so like Dylan did, if you guys are following Dylan, like Dylan did this weekend, when we have vendor events, craft shows, per se. He went live yesterday, basically showing you guys what he does when we're not ghost hunting. And it's a good way for us to keep our YouTube channel running and stuff like that, and keep our subscribers intrigued. I do vendor events over this. I had started doing vendor events over the summer. There's times we make really, really good money, and there's times that we make maybe $30, and it can be boring sometimes. But vendor events, I also make dog bandanas. So I'm going to throw this out there to anybody. Some of my followers know that I do this. Dylan knows that I do it, and so does Tori. As well as my family that had just followed me. I also have a subscriber that is the lead person to the vendor events. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to help her, and I'm going to, since I'm live, I'm going to put out her name for the vendor events. If you are local and you would love to, and you love going to craft shows and stuff like that, please go on Facebook and keep tabs on the Sunflower events, hosted and, yeah, I'm just going to say hosted by Shannon Purdy. I want to get her out there as much as possible. We are starting back up with our vendor events this coming month. We're not quite, I don't think we're quite in, hold on. So we are not quite in February yet, but this coming month, February 11th, we are going to be out at the Lions Fire Company out in, I want to say, like, Kutztown area. It is not far from DECA, in East Penn Factory, out by Fleetwood area. If y'all are familiar and local, if you guys are familiar with the Cannabis Festival that goes on at Renninger's flea marketing, that is where the general area is that we take place. We're maybe about 10-15 minutes from the flea market that they do that festival at. And not only that, we also will be continuing after the 11th. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best to continue to go to the ones that will be happening after my surgery. No matter if it means I'm crutching around or if I'm figuring out a way to stroll around, something like that. I do not want to be in a wheelchair. I've been there, done that. It's not fun. I'm actually going to go on Amazon in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to order some crutch pads for under my arms and for my hands, because I don't feel like taking these rings off. It feels weird when I don't have them on. It's going to feel weird for the time frame that I'm going there with no rings or earrings or necklaces, everything that I usually don't take off, including my bracelets. They state no jewelry, and it's going to suck because I'm going to have to take everything off. I'm not going to be able to have my watch on. It's going to suck. At that point, I'm probably not even going to put my bracelet on or my watch on. I mean, I could bring it with and just leave it in the car. I will not have my phone. The day that I go in for my surgery, when I get up, I will do a live just to touch base and let you guys know what all is going on, what time my surgery is, and stuff like that. Actually, I could do that the day before. But I also might take you guys along for my journey. My aunt will probably be the one to take me for my surgery. So we might just have to introduce my aunt on the channel. So I'm not awkwardly doing my live in the car and awkwardly being on the phone talking to it. Even though I feel like I'm talking to myself right now because nobody's watching. Anywho, I definitely will keep you guys posted and give you guys an update. I'm gonna be groggy afterwards, so I'm not quite sure that I'm going to want to be on my phone afterwards. I'm usually on my phone, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to do it live. And not only that, I'm gonna be 5 minutes up the street at Pottstown Hospital. So I will keep you guys updated and give you guys all the details that you guys would like to know, just so you guys are still keeping in touch with me, and I'm keeping in touch with you guys. That way I can keep my YouTube channel going. The next couple of weeks is going to be roughly about the last time that I do have to go line dancing as my activity, and I have a couple of weeks that me and my friends need to plan some time to go to either Nazareth during the day beforehand or some small place that will take a lot of walking. I do want to do a couple more abandoned places before my surgery, just because I want to get out there and not miss out on anything good. I did tell my friends that once I have my surgery, I kind of wish and would hope that we would all take a break from it just to do our own thing. Soon Dylan is going to be going back to work, so he's not going to be able to go out during the week and do what he did today. He did end up going to Nazareth without me. They couldn't decide on who wanted the gas money that I offered to come pick me up. So they just left me out. So Sunday we might actually be going to Nazareth, as well as doing a meeting either before or afterwards to pick out where we are going after my surgery or even beforehand. The 24th and the 26th will be my last weekend line dancing before I go in for my surgery. Once my 2 weeks is up and I am off the crutches and I just have to walk with my knee brace locked, I will definitely, for sure, still try and make my way out there. Don't mind that. The mailman just came, so she's barking because she heard him. Ellie, stop. But I did find out that there is a place right down the street from. There's actually like quite a few right by me that I didn't know about. There is a abandoned racetrack in Berks County, actually. Well, it's technically Montgomery, but there's an abandoned racetrack in Pottstown somewhere. I don't know where. I'm still doing the research. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could do the research while on the live, so I can touch base with you guys about it. I got intrigued, so I'm a big fan of NASCAR. I got intrigued by going to the Nazareth Speedway. Especially more intrigued because I finally found out that NASCAR originated there. And it originated in PA. So, like, it kind of hit close because I'm like, alright, that NASCAR originated in the state that I was born in. So, it kind of hit close to home. In a good way. I'm kind of intrigued, so I literally just searched up racetracks. I typed in abandoned. Racetracks in PA. Actually, I think I did near me. So there's quite a few that pop up. That one don't count because I think that one goes to Maple Grove. Don't count. Schellheimer's Dirt Track don't count either. That's not abandoned. I would hope it's not. I think I would cry. There we go. So PA's Forgotten Places, the old speedways. I'm gonna plug my charger into my laptop before my battery dies. So, the last time this was updated was Thursday, May 19th of 2016. And it looks like an old. So, it's called Silver Springs Speedway. I do not want to watch the video. Pennsylvania has had a ton of car racing tracks over the years. Fewer and fewer tracks seem to be staying open every year. And of those that have closed, some don't have anything left to prove they existed, except for the memories. From the Saratoga racetrack outside of Pottstown, PA, Montgomery County, which still has some pavement and wooden posts, to the Silver Spring Speedway near Mechanicsburg, Cumberland County. So, the Saratoga racetrack is closer to me. I'm in Douglasville, so I'm right outside of Pottstown. I would honestly, being the first time there, I think I would honestly want to go during the day first. And then we can go back at a later time and check it out at night just to generally, like, see if we can test ourselves, basically. I will definitely say, when we went to Nazareth for the first time, it was dark. You couldn't see anything. We were hearing things. It was spooky. Something that I didn't expect because we didn't know until after we left that there was 3 tragic accidents that killed 3 spectators. Something like that. But there was a couple of tragic accidents, and yeah. When my friend read out the information after we left and told me that and exactly what happened, I literally turned around and I'm like, that sounds like something out of Final Destination. Specifically the one with the racetrack, when they all went to see the NASCAR race. It got very spooky, because I'm like, alright, like, the ending was crazy because I don't know if I went live to talk about it. I do have the video. We heard some sirens, and it got pretty wild, and it was crazy because you could hear the traffic on the other side of the track, and you could also hear the traffic on the back side of us where we were standing. There was nobody going up and down those roads. It was so peaceful. That there was literally no way possible that those sirens were actual sirens going to an accident. Especially with the way it sounded. Like, it sounded faint, but it also sounded faint, but really close to where we were standing. And we were only maybe 25 feet from the retaining wall that we had to climb over to get onto the track. So for us to be that close and to hear sirens, it was crazy. So I was going to come on and go live and tell you guys that we are having a meeting tonight, but we are not. Dylan has work tomorrow. He technically has training tomorrow. And nobody is really free. Sunday, we are definitely going to have to work something out. A couple of my friends are busy. I don't think I'm really going to have anything to do this Saturday. Oh, yeah, this Saturday I'm busy, but this Sunday I'm not, so I'm not really going to be doing anything. Saturday I'm going line dancing at Pikeville. I'm so stoked. We have not been there yet for line dancing on a Sunday or Saturday. It's usually on a Friday, and usually when it's on a Friday or on a weekday per se, is usually when we got holidays around. So right around Thanksgiving, he had it on a Wednesday. While there was also still line dancing going on with another DJ at Johnny's to get the regular crowd that going there as well. That night, some split it up where some went to Johnny's and some went to Pikeville. But I'm going to continue with this. Pardon my ADHD, that's why I get so sidetracked. Like, I get hooked on talking about something and then I can't stop. So, the Sanatoga racetrack operated between... operated between 1939 and 1958 and was known for a big cars and small dirt track. For every track that's here, there are 10 that tried to make it and ran for maybe a year. Eastern Motor Racing Museum creator Lynn Paxton said, "It's like I said, the Harrisburg Fairgrounds, the racetrack outside of Lincoln. The track at the Harrisburg Fairgrounds is little known to most, but the former Lattimore Valley Raceway, sitting next to the Eastern Motor Racing Museum in York Springs, has been preserved on the Lattimore Valley Fairgrounds. The raceway hosted auto racing back in the 1920s and 1930s. Oh, wow. That's cool that it gave us like a immediate idea of what the track looks like. It's actually pretty cool. Give me a second. See if it'll pop up with the whole thing. That's actually pretty cool. These are tracks that nobody knows about, but they have a history. Paxton said the old Silver Spring Speedway is one of the area's most recently department racetracks. It was built in 1953 off of the Carlisle Pike and closed after the 2005 season. So I would say that this track was kind of almost like Nazareth, per se. Because that season ended in 2005, and then they closed down. It was the same way for Nazareth. Nazareth had closed down after the 2004 season. So it's kind of seeming like it's got some history, just like Nazareth does, which is pretty crazy. It was owned and operated by Ellen Kreiser family. It did just about everything. Silver Spring was really a family operation, Kreiser said. My dad promoted the speedway, my mother ran the food stand and did the books. I had 4 sisters, we all worked there. The 3 1/8 mile track, I'm sorry, I'm not good with my math, so. Track was behind a flea market and a trailer park. The track stayed small and cozy, but as the years went by, the area around it started to grow. Then it blew up. I don't know what that means. When it was built in 1953, the Carlisle Pike was a 2-lane road. Then development came and would say that development began to encroach upon the speedway. Kreiser said, well, who to know that the Carlisle Pike was going to become what it is today? So I'm kind of curious to know if it's still there. Kreiser said that zoning regulations limited the family to what they could do with improvements. The writing was on the wall, so to speak, where a major change had to take place. That change was the sale of the property. Silver Spring Speedway announced it would not open for the start of the 2006 racing season, and the complex was soon demolished and paved over. Oh, I wonder if it's still there, though. Several stores, including Wegmans, opened on the site. The store pretty much sits right where the track was located. Oh, nothing is left on the site from its former speed days. Oh, wow. So I would take it upon that they just completely demolished Silver Spring Speedway and built over it. That's crazy. When you pulled off the Carlisle Pike, you went down a little hill. There was a mobile home park there, Kreiser said. Then you went up the hill to where the speedway and flea market were located, and now you can see it's all level. The Silver Spring Speedway lives on with several vestiges of the old track at the Eastern Motor Racing Museum. There is a yearly reunion there that is hosted by Gary Wolford and the winningest driver at Silver Springs. It's just great. We get people and competitors and the fans from Silver Spring back all the years, and they come get together, Wolfer said. That didn't make any sense. Of course, there are memories which can make it bittersweet for guys like Paxton, who race and worked all the time at the speedway. So I'm not going to continue, but what's sounding like me, Oh, maybe I will. Because the Susquehanna Speedway in York Haven underwent significant renovations during the off-season and reopened this spring. New bleachers from the NASCAR racetracks in Daytona and Charlotte, fencing, and other projects. Williams Grove Speedway also continues to host race at the track south of Mechanicsburg in Monroe Township. I knew that. My brother goes there all the time for dirt track racing. So that's really all that's there for that one. But, so this is going to be a very long video. PA's Forgotten Places, the abandoned PA Turnpike, and Williams Grove Amusement Park. I wonder why that amusement park is abandoned. I mean, it could be bankruptcy, but who knows? You never know. Okay, the turnpike already looks really creepy. Anyways, that just gave me goosebumps. Taylor Township, PA. Abandoned places can bring a lot of emotions to people. Some may find them romantic, others eerie, while others just downright creepy. I'm not wrong there. Central Pennsylvania is full of abandoned places like the old William Penn High School in Harrisburg at Camp Curtin. It was built in 1926 and closed 5 years ago. There's also an old deli attached to the CBS 21 building on North 6th Street. But not all abandoned things are buildings. Take, for example, the Pennsylvania Turnpike, which has parts that have been left to sit and await ruin. When the Turnpike opened in 1940, it had several tunnels that were only 2 lanes, 1 lane heading in each direction. They opted to eventually make all tunnels 4 lanes, but to a number of tunnels, the Turnpike opted to build around the mountains, rather than drill through them again. Makes sense. That led to commission to build a new 13-mile stretch of highway that replaced the original 1 and 2 2-lane tunnels between Fulton and Bedford counties. Okay, so it's crazy to talk about that because it's very rare when you see a 13-mile stretch of a highway. Especially in a small town like that, where that's located. So, I'm sure we have all heard of Route 66. So, as I said, I watch Hype Mike. So some things that happens on Hype Mike, I could believe are real. Anything that feels demonic, in a way, that's weird. Anywho, it's definitely very weird. Just because you have some people who don't believe in ghosts, don't believe in that kind of stuff actually happening. I've been there, done that. So I stay in my grandfather's old room. When me and my ex were together before Tori, and I got together, and I will keep this as PG as I can, when me and her would do romantic things, per se, and we had TV on for music, there was times my TV would just randomly stop. And it would just shut off, all on its own. And there was times that it would catch me off guard. Okay, did I accidentally lay on the remote? Because I got so used to falling asleep with my remote on my bed, or just forgetting to put it on my nightstand. And then I'd look for the remote and it wasn't there. It'd be on my nightstand, or it'd be on the floor. And I'm like, okay, Pop, can you just leave me alone? Especially during those kind of moments. My TV actually did that yesterday before I went to bed. I was laying here watching regular TV for once, and my TV, for some reason, just randomly cut out. And I'm like, okay. Like, it went black. And then the commercial came back on, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, why did that just happen? Like, and I'm like, you know what? I should be used to this by now. That's my grandfather just messing with me. But no, it did get crazy. Like, I thought to myself, I'm like, alright, like, I don't always believe in it, and growing up, I've always been scared of this kind of stuff, and now I'm sitting here wanting to go and explore creepy, abandoned things, and it sucks that I'm doing it right now, because if I need to run, I can't run. I mean, I could force myself to run, but I could also potentially risk tearing more tendons and stuff in my muscle, in my knee and stuff, and I don't want to do that. I do run here and there when I have my knee brace on, but it's not very often that I do. Especially since my knee brace doesn't stay on the right way, especially when I'm in jeans. The only time that my knee brace will ever stay on when I'm in jeans is when sorry, I got a phone call. So if it like skips or pauses and then restarts, that's why. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The only time I really wear my knee brace with jeans and it actually stays on is when I have it up high enough that the bottom of the brace is kind of like trapped on my top part of my cowboy boots. It's really the only time that my knee brace would stay in place, is if I have that bottom half resting on top of my boots to where it won't give it the allowance to lay down or slide down. It might slide down a little bit at the top here where it'll slide down and just touch the top part of my knee. And it drives me nuts when it does fully slide down. Like when we were at Dylan's cemetery, we were walking down the hill and my whole knee brace had slid down to my ankle. To the point where the one strap was in front of my kneecap. And I couldn't bend my knee at all. So I had to like hobble down the hill. But me not being able to run, it's really not a good idea for me to do any haunted attraction type abandoned places right now, just because if I do need to run, I don't want to have to use the option of hopping on someone's back and making them carry me while running, because that's a lot, and not everybody can handle that. I mean, I think two of my friends could manage it that are taller and a little bit stronger and can bench more. I can say Dylan and Justin, maybe Jaden, and obviously Carrie. I know Carrie would be able to do it because he's got more strength than a lot of us. But I know that they bench more and would be able to carry me. Tori wouldn't be able to run with me on her back because I'm too heavy for her. Like, she's lighter than me and I could barely run with her on my back. I'm getting a little bit better with that, but I don't want to explore too many haunted things. But the thing is I think we need to start going back on the history before we go. So I think every time we do a meeting, before we go somewhere and before we decide to do that place, I think we need to sit down and brush up on the history first. just so we know what we're gonna be dealing with when we get there. Especially with me being injured, I don't exactly want to have to run when I can't. I mean, I can, but I don't want to mess up my knee worse and make it worse and ruin it. But for sure, I want to start doing some less creepy things. And as I was saying with the whole 13-mile stretch of a highway, that is the same stretch as Route 66. Now, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to brush up on it. So, where does Route 66 start and end? So, Route 66 starts in downtown Chicago and ends at the Santa Monica Pier in California. How many days does it take to drive Route 66? 14 days. Good to know. Wow. That's crazy. Alright, here's a question for it. Route 66. Never mind. Route 66 is a 2,448 mile. Oh. Okay. So that's the whole stretch. So, Hype Mike did one on Route 66. But that was them leaving from their town to go to the end. Well, here, I'll just search it up this way. Because they did a Devil's Highway video. Oh, that's not something I wanted to see. The second thing that popped up with a search was Devil's Elbow, Route 66. That right there tells me where it's at. Devil's Highway. So Devil's Highway is in New Mexico. Okay. So, I would like to do this, but I watched that video, and that video was very crazy. But then again, I don't want to do the things that they did. But not only that, driving that highway, some crazy things happened to them without them doing it. And they were videoing the whole time while on the highway. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's so crazy. So, I think Route 66, since it does go through New Mexico at one point, was Route 666, which is the Devil's Highway. So I was intrigued by it. Like, I watched the whole video, but some crazy things happened to them while they were on the highway, no matter if they were driving or not. I I can say some of the craziest things that happened was, at one point they all fell asleep in the car, and one of the members of the crew just randomly woke up, didn't say anything, got out, and just walked off into the dark and disappeared until they finally found him halfway down the highway. Well, not halfway, but maybe like, I'll say maybe like 30, maybe 40 feet away from where the car was. They started driving again, and once he was back to normal, when the one crew member was back to normal, some crazy things started happening to their car. Like, their car shut off all on its own. And they're videotaping while this is happening. So, you can clearly see that they didn't grab for the switch and shut it off. Like, nothing. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And they've done some things at the Devil's House as well. So the fact that some of these things that they do on their channel is real and not just a made-up place, it's crazy. This is something that I want to do when I'm feeling better and able to run if I need to. Even though I could never really run fast to begin with, I might need to train and practice like I'm running for a marathon, because that's what I'm going to feel like I did afterwards. I always feel that way after I run. But no, definitely I'm not going to go any longer with this video just because it's already a 52-minute video. I do want to touch base with you guys at the end of the week. I'm going to also continue to clean my room up and get it organized and get the stuff that's out in bags on the back porch in here and fold it as well. Whatever I can't fit in here, I will go through the bags, see what I want to wear more of, per se, in the next months coming, especially with my surgery. I'm going to focus more on searching for a lot of all my basketball shorts and athletic shorts like I'm wearing. Just because I'm gonna want to be comfy. So I will probably do athletic wear or like shirts like this, something that's light and not too claustrophobic-ish. Shoes, I gotta pick what shoes I want to wear when I have my surgery. Definitely my Hey Dudes, that's for sure. I'm gonna go through the stuff that's under my desk as well, because I honestly think I might keep some of it under there, but I also think I might use the little cubby hole that I can get to as a place for me to put all my sneakers and my shoes and my boots and stuff. I don't want to put my boots and anything like that in storage, just because when I do heal, I don't want to have to find my way back out there to pick them up. But I am going to end it here. We will definitely be doing a meeting, hopefully on Sunday, as long as Dylan's done racing by, at least I could only hope 5:30. And then we'll meet up here or Dylan's and have a meeting. And maybe even go out to Nazareth and see it during the day. I mean, I can't exactly be mad at him because he went without me. We did say that we weren't always going to be in a huge group together. And that's also going to include the meetings. So, technically, for us to have meetings, we don't always have to be every single person in the group being a part of it. If it means it's like maybe 2, maybe 3, 4 of us, it is what it is. We're not always going to do meetings together. And it's also not like they can't do meetings as well on their channel with whoever they're able to hang out with on a daily. Like, if Justin's got his channel up and running, he could also. Amy is his girlfriend, so Amy, if she wanted to, since I think they live together, if they ever wanted to, meet up or like get together after he's done work or she's done work and do a meeting, they could. Like, he could gladly introduce her to his channel, get her out there. I definitely think every single one of us in the group chat that we have should have a YouTube channel. I think it'll make things easier. Just because I feel like if we all have a YouTube channel and we're all taking video while there, we should be posting, we should be doing lives. I, once again, told you guys last night that I was going to stick Dylan's subscription down below. But when it posts, I will go into the comments and I will post it in there. I did mess up. I'm sorry. I apologize. Should definitely go subscribe to Dylan. Down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Especially since this was a multi-video. It was a video about how I'm folding my clothes and organizing my room. And also a little bit about what I think we should do next. That I can handle. So hopefully all goes well. I'm hoping to see you guys soon at another abandoned place, and hopefully all goes well on us finding one that I can handle and don't have to struggle with having to run because we either seen something or heard something or whatever like that. Walking fast, that I can handle, but running I can't. When we went to the barn, or tried to go to the barn, I should say, it didn't go as planned. We definitely almost got caught quite a few times, and we did run, and, when I ran down the hill, I almost went head first into the creek because I almost lost my balance until Jack caught me. But, yeah, we definitely had to hide a couple of times. And we had to be sneaky to get back to our cars. Because some of the others had noticed some stuff that I didn't even notice. But yeah, I can handle the fast walking back to the cars and stuff, but I don't want to do anything forest-wise in the dark, generally because you never know which way you came from. So I think before we do any platforms, or like, not platforms, I think if we do any forest trips where we go and explore different things in the woods that are abandoned, we need trail markers to put on the trees so we know exactly which way we came from. And literally what we could do is with the trail marker, start from where our cars are, and as we're walking straight in, literally just line it up. That way it's easy. The trail markers are also easier for at night because they are possibly able to be seen at night. They are bright colors. They are usually a bright orange and black. So you'll see the bright orange reflect. So if we have flashlights at night, even during the day, we'll be able to see them. So if there was ever a time that we decided to go explore and we found like a really cool cabin or something and get real deep with it and say, oh, let's spend the night here. we could literally put those trail markers out. Because if we get too spooked and we book it back to the car, at least we can follow the trail markers all the way back and not get lost. But I'm going to end it here. It is a whole hour long of a video. I am so sorry. I apologize. I hate that it was that long. I did not mean for it to be that long. But I'm going to peace out and go finish my room. I was relaxing my knee for a bit just because yeah. It's not swollen, so that's a good thing. I actually see my kneecap, which I'm proud of. I will see you guys later and catch you guys later. Peace.